Well, thank you, other Ben. I am Ben, with an extra N that's silent. Ben's identical clone who lives in the forest and eats acorns.
Love acorns.
I love acorns
Personally,
too.
I prefer apricorns. You know, the thing that Kurt turned into Pokeballs.
That's oddly topical right now because I ran into an old VHS tape containing many seasons of the highly acclaimed Pokemon anime, which I am told is related to the subject of today's episode. So,
okay, so what are we doing today?
Well, what we are going to do, what I've decided, is we are going to rank each Pokemon that Ash has had in like a list. We'll have like the best ones up at the top and the worst ones down at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. Well, I guess nothing else to introduce, but to start off with our first one, Pikachu.
Pikachu. Pikachu. You know that iconic Pikachu. Love electrocution. Love getting electrocuted. Solid S tier. Did you just eat an acorn?
I'll have to go with S tier too on Pikachu. You know, I've also been told that my my clone has a particular affinity, like a history with Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would have to agree. S tier. It's got some of the most feats. It's got some of the most screen time. It's the series mascot. You know, it's iconic.
And he hit a little jig when fighting Cynthia.
Exactly. I love a guy who does a little jig. Anyways, moving on, we have Crocodile.
I will say, cooler glasses than you.
I will pretend to not be offended by that, although that might be true. Yeah, I don't know. I just really like him. He's got a cool design, you know. He's got a good personality in it.
One of the biggest haters in the franchise. Oh, and we love to see a hater.
Like when it was like,
Kendrick.
you know, before it had evolved, it was just a complete hater of Pikachu, which honestly, I love a hater, you know.
Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
All right. Well, I think it's pretty good to put Crocodile at maybe an A tier. Would you agree, little guy? Would you...
Yo, little guy.
Ugh. He bit me. All right, I guess he didn't like A tier. I think we're gonna have to put him in S tier.
Yeah, I think S tier definitely. I mean, if he makes a little guy bite Ben's clone.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on, we have Rowlet, the little baby owl who lives in his backpack.
Sat in the backpack the entire Sun and Moon arc, easily an MVP of an anime.
100%. I feel we have to go with S tier. I don't even care about the battles. It's really cute that he sleeps in the backpack.
Does this unbalance the tier list?
I don't know.
Hey, who cares?
Moving on, we have Tauros number 9, because he has 50 of them.
Oh, number 9 specifically. Number 9 large. Honestly, I'm not so sure because I think it was 9 that was actually sent out during the Orange Islands arc.
Yeah, I think we'll just go with number 9. I'd say, I mean, he did win that. He did win that tournament.
See, Ash did, but Tauros came in on a Lapra and then proceeded to hit itself in confusion so many times it never landed a successful hit.
Well, I feel like being part of the team is enough to bring it up to like maybe like B.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, but it didn't really do much, so we'll keep him at B.
Okay.
Moving on, Torterra. He's a turtle with a forest on his back. That's pretty cool.
Do you think we're on a Torterra?
Maybe. I don't know. That forest probably has a lot of acorns that I could eat, so.
I don't see any that you can eat right here.
Unfortunate. But yeah, I'd say Torterra, that's probably an S tier. He's just a cool guy.
Honestly, yeah, cool guy.
Moving on, we have Greninja. And I have this sudden feeling that you have an entire rant planned for this exact moment.
So you know how before Sandile and Krokorok evolved into Crocodile, let me say I'm the biggest hater of Palpitoad or Pikachu. Well, personally, I am the biggest hater of this Naruto Shippuden frog. So, the anime actually justified a brand new form for Greninja called Ash Greninja, where they battle bond with Ash as a trainer to gain a massive stat boost, and then amplify the power of its signature move, Water Shuriken. In the champion battle against Elaine in the XY anime, Greninja actually uses a Water Shuriken that's so big it covers the entire stadium in which they're battling, and it cannot defeat a Charizard who is notoriously a fire type. Water has always and will always be super effective against fire, and I do not care that Charizard Mega evolved out of its weakness to water into a fire dragon type. Instead of using Thunder Punch to secure the final feint on Ash Greninja, it used Blast Burn, which is a not very effective move against the frog. They cooked the frog, and one of the biggest letdowns in all of the anime, in my opinion.
Well, they certainly did cook that frog, especially considering that it takes place in France. Well, I don't really like how he has a tongue scarf. It grosses me out. So we can put him in F tier. Moving on, and yes, he is eating my arm, and yes, it is very painful. We have Infernape.
Infernape. Just like Charizard, another tale where Ash inherits a abandoned Pokemon. Paul, the rival in the Diamond Pearl Platinum anime, was abandoned by Paul because it lacked a hidden value in Pokemon called IVs, and we actually see this theme go throughout the anime earlier in an episode with a bunch of Starly.
Well,
this was done as a Chimchar.
Well, there is a bear named Paul that lives in this forest that I have a personal grudge against, so I feel like... Oh, don't worry, he's not here right now.
I didn't know bears were in Viridian Forest.
Yeah, there's plenty of bears. Well, you know, I have a really big rivalry with that bear specifically. So I feel like we can put Infernape in a solid A tier for not liking a guy named Paul.
Definitely.
And
just to spite Paul.
It sounds like he had a good arc, but mostly the bear stuff.
Yeah, mostly the bear stuff.
Stone, we have Dracovish, a crime against nature.
Oh no, la la la. I find Dracovish really cute, especially with its cry in the anime. Just this. Are we allowed to play the?
Probably not, but I think you gave a really, really good impression.
Oh no, la la la. It's just this like quirky fella who is horrendously overpowered.
He's just quirky like that. I think we can give him maybe our final S tier.
Definitely final S tier.
All right, moving on. Tauros, number 47. How do we feel about that guy?
Honestly, it felt like Ash just struggled to catch that guy the best, but Tauros number 47 also didn't let us down in the Orange League. Would it be bold to say that 47 should go above Tauros number 9?
Yeah, you know what? I think Tauros number 47 is the best Pokemon, not just of Ash's team, not just ever, not just the best Pokemon, the best thing ever created.
You say that and the squid exists. The second best thing ever created. Yes, the second best thing ever created.
Well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Back to you in the studio, my identical clone with one weird N in his name. Seriously, why do you only have one N? That's weird.
Exactly.
Hello and welcome back from that lovely clip of Other Ben and Phoebe. We are here with Jamie to discuss Kirby, which has a manga, anime, and is a majorly popular game series.
Absolutely, and there is so much material that we could honestly work with in a Kirby movie, and I have so many ideas, honestly, which I think a Kirby movie could really work.
Nice. Well, starting out, are you aware of the Kirby anime, Kirby Right Back at Ya?
I watched all 100 episodes on my Nintendo 3DS when I was 12 years old, and it's not the greatest anime in the world. I will admit that. However, I think it's really interesting what they did with this because the Kirby anime, it is and it isn't canon, as you had said before. Because think of it as like an alternate universe fan fiction.
So like the multiverse of like comics of being like this happens to the characters, but not really.
Yeah.
So the Kirbyverse.
The Kirby.
Exactly. It's like a what if alternate universe fan fiction. I know the video games do also have what if fan fiction, like levels and modes, which I think is super interesting. And I know the Kirby manga and Kirby light novels are also like that as well, where they're not technically canon, but they're canon adjacent, and they take a lot of inspiration from the video games. So it's its own universe.
Nice. Okay. Well, I guess moving on.
Moving on, of like, do you have any like what game do you think would make the best Kirby movie?
In my opinion, I think Kirby Superstar. Now, before I get into this idea, I just want to say right now that I don't think it would be wise to just do a movie adaptation of the game, but instead just take inspiration from it, because Kirby Superstar has so many modes, so it would be impossible to fit everything into a 1-hour movie.
Well, what if like everything was like a 5-minute little short, and then you combine them into a movie?
You know, that could work. That could work. Or
Might
maybe
not be
for
the
a
best movie.
Maybe for more of a TV show.
A short series, like a Netflix original. Netflix?
Hey,
Yeah.
get in contact with Nintendo.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Don't
then
get in
get
contact with us. We don't control Kirby.
And then get in
can't
contact with
license
me
that.
because I know a lot of Kirby
Exactly.
lore.
And then get in contact with Jamie
Jamie.
to write it
Exactly. And direct it.
and direct it and act in it
Perfect.
and other things in it, edit it, all the other
Animate it.
movie things.
Everything
It'll
that goes
just
into
be
making
Jamie.
a movie. Just Jamie. Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you for coming on, and well, that's all, folks, for this episode of Real Talk.
Be sure to check us out on mytv10.uwec.edu or on our YouTube page, UWEC TV 10.
Why are you still here? The show's over. Go home.
Get out of here.